Hey y'all, I'm Scrub, and welcome back to Schedule 1. In the last part, we purchased the barn, and we're going to be able to get that set up pretty soon, which will be very nice for us, because it gives us a lot of space to work in. We also started experimenting with our super mixes, mixing product that we have already mixed with even more stuff, and that's starting to look like it'll be a lot of fun. But better than all of that, the pawn shop as well as the drying racks are both fixed thanks to the new beta, so yay, that's a lot of fun. Before we get started in today's video, I would like to do something that I don't normally like to do. I would like to ask if you guys could please like, comment, share, and sub on this video. This is a small channel, and that does make a huge difference. It truly does mean a lot to us. I normally don't do it because it can get repetitive and annoying hearing on every video, and I used to be one of those people that got annoyed by it. After doing it, you kind of learn to understand why people do that, because yeah, everything as far as YouTube goes is all numbers and algorithms, and the only way they can really measure that kind of engagement with content is when you do that extra stuff. So it really would help me out a lot. It would mean a bunch. Of course, if you don't like the content, then dislike, leave your comment that you're like, hey, you're a dickhead or whatever, and that is totally fine as well. It all helps towards making every video better. Of course, here is our lovely barn where we're probably going to spend a decent chunk of today. We do have quite a bit of open space to work with, because right now it looks like, as far as I can tell in the game, also we got a lot of messages while I was talking to you guys. I'll take care of that real quick. Right now, it looks like there are 3 different types of products in the game. There is marijuana, there is methamphetamine, and there's cocaine. So my first instinct is to do like a 50-50 split and then reorganize once we have our third product. And then, of course, right now, everything up here will probably just be logistics. Depending on how much space everything takes, though, it could be as simple as 50-50 and then the third thing up top. I think there's going to be too many processes to make that happen. I feel like this will be a better storage area, bedroom, what have you. Although before we do any of that, and okay, I immediately had another idea, so there's going to be a couple things we're probably going to do. Yeah, first things first. Okay, the car wash is 20k, so that's our next objective. That is, we could probably get that today if we really wanted to. I didn't realize we were this close, so a slight change of plans. Also, follow-up. The dock and the taco ticklers are both 50k. Okay, I think the plan for these two is simple. If we get our third product first, we probably go for this. If we're still working on the barn, we'll probably go for taco ticklers. I would like to get this first, but chances are we will end up getting all of the properties we can buy, or the businesses rather. Back over in our lovely grow house, which I think is going pretty swimmingly. Yeah, there's something I wanted to check that a comment actually told me about. You know how I was talking about, oh no, we got to split our packaging because we got to make sure we have small quantities and big quantities. Whatever will we do? Quantities, quantities, quantities. If I've understood this, holy shit, that is amazing. Okay, good news, guys. I think we figured it out. So thank you very much to that comment that pointed that out. That is pretty clutch. And that also makes this a hell of a lot easier, doesn't it? Because if we really care about the individual stuff, all we have to do is have one of these set to the side, unpackage a jar, and then we're gravy. Okay, so I think I've actually got a new plan. It'll still be really good. But what we'll do, we'll still have the 2 packaging stations. Oh, are we gonna need another mixing station? Because ideally, I would like to have our one set of strains on one rack and then the other set on the other. I am gonna stick with that plan I had last time, where this is mostly science along with our apartment, and then our production will be at the barn. So maybe we just focus on that right away. It's almost the end of today, and we're just now figuring out what we want to do. Fantastic. Okay, also whatever we were making last time turned into sweet crystal for 73, so that's all right. For now, we're just going to leave the packaging station as it is because this is just a science lab, but I do think going forward for the main line, we will focus on this, and there was some stuff we could buy over at the warehouse, I just realized while I'm thinking about all this out loud. Also, you absolute filthy animals. Why are you leaving this stuff outside? If I'm not mistaken, one of those things that was in here was a brick packager or something that sounds like that. So we'll probably be able to start storing stuff in, I'm guessing, like 10s or 20s. Yeah, here we go. Brick press. Okay, that's going to be actually next level. And then Enforcer is hopefully the one after that. So we'll probably just want bricks and jars for our mass retail and then save baggies for whenever we need to do individual sales. And look at that. We have so many things for 4s of purple cheese. It is still annoying, but we have a solution for that now. Yay. Actually, they do need over a stack of individual baggies of it, so I am just going to actually mix it. But the point is, if we do need to just do that, we can, which will be nice. 22 individuals and then the 1 jar. Okay, so that is all the purple cheese taken care of. Now we just have a couple other ones and we'll be good. Okay, I believe that should be everybody taken care of. So we'll go run these deals out, and then I might come back here, do a little bit of science. After that, I'll probably run all that out to my dealers since they should be done for the night after that. And then we will probably head to bed. And then I think tomorrow we can start on the barn. They are right out front taco ticklers. I don't know why I would have expected otherwise. It's fine. We'll just go around. Okay, that was interesting. I was here to do one deal and then 3 guys showed up. Okay, you want something different. All right, y'all enjoy that. Oh, Randy, you're in a little bit of a weird spot. I think I can get you right here, though. There we go. All deals accounted for, and we are sitting pretty. Did you sell the good pots and stuff, by the way? Oh, right, I think I had this guy in the hardware stores backwards. We'll be back, Oscar. We'll probably actually do some of the stuff tomorrow night because we can make a lot of money tonight. And between that and tomorrow, we should be able to buy just about everything we need, hopefully. Although before we do that, there is one more thing I did want to take a look at. Benji is actually sitting pretty decent on product. He doesn't need too much, and I don't think I've been to the lab all day today, which honestly is fine because we're not really relying on pseudo for money right now. It's more in the grow phase rather than the actual profit phase, but we do need to get this stuff sooner rather than later so we can get up to the next tier, hopefully, which I think that'll either be tonight or tomorrow. We should level up and be able to get the top tier pseudo. Okay, you're sitting on a decent chunk of money, so we are making at least some good profit off of this. You have a little bit more space. I might try and bring some of our stuff from the grow house over to you, depending on how much space Molly has. Okay, she is completely full up. She has not been selling much. We don't actually have that much we need to science, honestly. Hold on. Yeah, we have 3 slots on Brad, and then everybody is literally full on product, which I guess is kind of a good problem to have, but I would definitely like to be able to get rid of a little bit more of it while we're trying to clear out the shelves. I might actually bring some of the finished product over to the apartment just because I know I have a little bit of extra room over there for it. We have a bunch of iodine, so I guess I could also just start doing some random mixes completely, even if the first one isn't one of our major batches. Yeah, let's go stock up on mixers. We'll probably do a couple trips of that, and we'll go see what our favorite gas mart clerk is smoking tonight. Lovely choice, sir. It might even be worth trying to throw in the occasional old mix with some of this new stuff. Let's grab a little bit of extra Addy just to be safe, because I'm sure that'll make something really good. You know, it did dawn on me I should probably start making a little bit more use of the delivery mechanic. Let's go ahead and try that out, see what that makes. To be honest, I completely forget about that. That, and usually when we are doing this, it's to kill time anyways, so I'm not too worried about it, but I am aware that it's a function, and I'll probably use it eventually. No guarantees, though. That's Miracle Ass for 72. Not my favorite. 72 is not bad, though. What is actually our highest new strain? Oh, 83 on Wedding Queef is pretty good. I think that might be our new top. You're actually a lot closer than I thought you were. Oh, Strawberry Gruel's really good, though. Yeah, this one's gonna take a little bit of sifting through to figure out what we actually want to finalize selling. And while I am thinking about it, there is something I did want to kind of bring up. The actual process of mixing, in theory, and I don't know if we're quite at that point yet. We probably are past it. There is a certain point where you're probably just better off growing base strains and just selling that instead of making everything all top tier, because it just adds time and you're just selling so much in volume that it doesn't make a difference. I don't know if we'll end up doing that because I do like making our little designer products. So in theory, if you do want to min-max the game, you're probably best off at a certain point just going back to selling the base product. We might at some point if this becomes too much to manage, but right now I'm having fun with it, and that's the important thing. And let's see, this is some Mega Thunderfuck with Viagra. That's a new one. We'll try that. Oh, we are getting a lot of sour diesel in as well. Honestly, I could be tempted to get a second chemistry station in here just so I can double the amount of science I'm doing. It is nice that we can make a full stack in one sitting, but you do still have to wait around a little bit for it. That is Girl Scout Piss for 77. I hate saying it, but that is one of our better ones. I think that might be our second best. Oh yeah, Girl Scout Rhino. I forgot about that one. Let's start with that and then add some iodine to it if we haven't done that yet. Yeah, I'm going to set this next mixture up and then I'm probably going to do another run for more mixer. Might also be a decent time to grab some of the mixers we're not using. I think at this point would be a decent little idea. Might accidentally find the trifecta. Ugh, Stinky Punch for 59. That is actually pretty stinky. And not in a fun way. Might also go for another packaging run pretty soon. We are running pretty low on jars as far as backups go. And 3 sets of jars, 2 sets of baggies would be ideal. We should have just enough room for it. That is unknown as well as that one. We'll try the battery out. That's cops. Why am I going that way? Brad lives over here. Crouch jump. Here you go. There's some decent quality product and more stuff that people are interested in, I think. Ultra cheese for 65. Have we not had ultra cheese? That sounds familiar. We've probably had something close to it. 65's okay as well, not the best. Of course, there is nothing stopping me from throwing these other super mixes in there with even more stuff, but I do kind of want to do a little bit of a structure thing to see how much overlap we can discover first. And we've been in here long enough for the laundering to finish, which is great. Let's go ahead and do a batch of green crack with, let's start with paracetamol. What does that make? I completely forgot to get packaging material while I was out. Whoops. Be right back. 60-40. There we go. Okay, dark bud. How about you try some mega bean? It does get rid of sneaky, or it upgrades it. Banana piss for 51. Yikes, that is not great. All right, sour diesel. Let's try and make you something a little bit more fun. Start with Viagra. What does that make? Wedding ass. That's an OG one that we liked. Let's try that. Not OG like Kush, but you know, it's old school. Probably should have done this earlier, but I am actually going to do a quick run to grab stuff for the lab. And I guess since we're starting to do the super science stuff, we might as well do the same thing over there, right? Especially considering that we're not going to be retailing this stuff anytime soon, the way it's been going. We might as well. I'm guessing that stuff will start selling once we bump the quality up. It's just that I think everything else is so high quality, it kind of drowns out what we're making over here. We'll start with Adderall, and then we'll throw something else on there. We definitely need to update our storage around here. And if we add some horse semen to it, it completely changes it. So let's try that out. All right, wedding ass, how do you feel about some mouthwash? That should be all right. I guess since we're waiting and we are planning to do a bunch of science anyway, I will help actually remove some of this extra stuff. I guess we'll just treat it as another round of stuff that needs to get finished up. That is pink cheese for 66. Not too great. Was paracetamol one of your decent OG ones that we had? Ultra slime, right? Yeah, let's try that out. Ultra slime and Viagra will give us a new one, so we'll try that, and we'll do another run. We grab a little bit of Mega Bean, Viagra, and some other random junk, probably. Yeah, I'll be honest, I did not realize we needed to get through as much sour diesel as we did, so this is taking a little bit longer than I would have liked, but it should all end up being worth it. Let's actually keep it a little bit simple for once. We're just gonna grab some bananas and cukes. There we go. Ultra Gold for 64. Another one that's pretty mid. Go for big balls right away. We'll add a banana to them. I'm sure that'll end up great. Ooh. Adds 2 new effects. Yeah, I'm also clearing these racks and it's not helping. We still have so much product. Oy vey. Good problems to have. Go ahead and throw some of that in the back. Go grab even more stuff to mix with, because why not? Also, I am so sorry. How could I have ever been so foolish? This is Viagra. It is a completely distinct legal entity from the product known as Viagra. It is completely different. Also, Randy, okay, you shut up behind the counter, but you know what? You're fine, man. I'm in a good mood today. Hope you can keep up, nerd. You are in extremely good luck, my man. As it would happen, I need to sell some banana piss. Don't go in my apartment or my grow house, you animal. We're making a deal out here. Okay, I don't think you can afford that. Okay, we'll do $6.75 for 3 jars. Why not? Oh, excuse me. Are you serious? Yeah. That's what happens. Go in the trash where you belong. This is what I get for trying to be nice to people. Oh, Nightmare Dick for 62. Let's go. Okay, this one I'm kind of curious about, because if I remember right, yeah, these are both sedating, so you get the same thing. Let's try adding motor oil to it, and I'll see if I can actually add flu medicine after it's combined into something to see if it makes maybe like a double sedating. This is why I think it's kind of cool to keep doing this, even if it's not technically cost effective, because this is fun. I enjoy this. Remember when we used to play video games for fun? Wild. So far, it does not. So how about we add some chili to it and spice it up? And I suppose we'll put flu medicine and batteries together for this green crack and see what happens. I think if I can get each stack down to maybe like 1 full and a little bit of one, that should be fine. Because the thing I'm not really considering is that all this stuff is pretty much going to be waiting on that, I think. At least for the foreseeable future. Of course, we do have the drying racks cleaned off, so that helps. I feel like when I'm not spending days over here combining, I am going to run into a little bit of a backup for when they can trim. So that is something I need to keep in mind. So I probably need to do a little bit more mixing than I'm considering. Again, that's at least until we get the barn set up, and then that'll be a whole different thing, and this will be its own little private little thing I'm not really accounting into my finances. Fat fruit for 69. Nice. Okay, looks like battery with green crack is stinky cake, so that could be pretty fun. And we'll throw some flu medicine on that. And hopefully by the time we're done with this, the next batch will be done back at the lab, and I do want to try something a little bit different once we go back there. Yeah, they're already out of fertilizer again. Sheesh. garbage. Okay, we'll have to go grab some more of that. Probably want to actually just keep another entire rack of fertilizer back here, honestly. Oh, we need to bring this stuff over to the lab. I didn't realize we had stuff like this sitting out here. I completely forgot about that. Okay, we might do a little bit of a moving day tomorrow as well. And throw that back in there, and that is a new product. Actually, yeah, I'm just gonna run that over there real quick before I forget. Okay, and even better, so we have 2 of these. Can we put them both in here at once? Oh, we can. Okay, looks like we might have room for like 6 or 8 maybe. Oh, no, it is just 1 at a time. Okay, damn it. To be fair, this is a faster process, so we might even be able to do like a 2 to 1 to the chemistry, or maybe even like 3 or 4 to 1. Okay, that could be worth considering for the mass production at least. Because the thing to keep in mind over there as well is that we will have full-time chemists set up, so we won't have to worry about the little micromanagement aspect to this part. So having multiple inputs for that might actually be worth doing. I'm also gonna need to try to figure out my quick way to the barn because I don't think we've... Oh, I don't think I've even been over here yet. Oh yeah, look at that. Searching everything. Don't mind me, dead people, I'm just exploring. Where are we? Yeah, I'm not even gonna worry about setting it up right now. I just kind of want to store the stuff. I am gonna be curious to see what kind of balance I should do with the marijuana line once we get that started, because right now we are doing the 6 to 2 for the plants and the drying racks because it makes sense for the space we have. It might be worth having somebody dedicated to those tasks once we start mass production. So we'll just have like one person working 8 different drying racks, and then we'll just have pure growers. And that made a stinky sharp for 66. Not great. And I guess we'll try Viagor and some donuts on this green crack and see what we get. That's a Slimy Express. That's a good start. I think we sold that one for a little bit. Not too long, though. Also, we have almost filled up an entire shelf of stuff we've been experimenting with today, so I probably should get wrapped up on that shortly. And that's also excluding stuff I've already handed out and taken over to the apartment. A lot of science tonight, but I think it was worth it. We still have so much on the racks. Okay, with the Viagor, that is a new one, so we'll try that. Okay, I'm gonna do one more run to grab stuff that we know we'll need for tomorrow's batches, and then I'll probably go ahead and sleep for the night because we've been at this one for a while. That is Death Rhino for 69. That is nice. Not good enough for retail, but it's still okay. And we can go ahead and get another thing of Granddaddy Purple ready while we're swapping these out. Ooh, Ice Cream Crystal. I forgot about that one. Yeah, go ahead and mix some of that. Okay, the drying racks are completely empty now, so our guys should be at least a little bit set up for tomorrow. I promise today will end eventually. We have a full thing of sour diesel. Okay, 2 more strains and we're done. Full stop. That's gonna be it. Okay, that's back to Tokyo Gold. Okay, we're starting to run into our first case of either overlap or we're going back on stuff we've already made. All right, 2 for 2 on that. Okay, we haven't tried Mega Bean yet. There you go. We might even be approaching territory, assuming we don't go through literally every product of the store, where we might want to jump up to 4 combinations if we're trying to keep what we're using as similar product across all our different strains. Okay, that is Bio Slime for 67, which is okay-ish. Close to 70. Let's get the green crack OG cookies. That's an old one. I like that. I think I may have gone through almost 4 full stacks of jars tonight, by the way, like literally in one night. And that's that shelf completely filled. We are making way too much product. I mean, I guess the good news is that I'll be able to literally just grab the stuff and hand it out to our dealers once they're out. So that'll be nice. Okay, it looks like OG cookies with mouthwash is going to be a new one for us. Did actually want to get these down to a full stack and a little stack, but I'm going to settle for 2 full stacks and then 1 little one, even though this one's almost 3 full stacks. Also, before I forget again, let's make sure that our guys are paid. All right, Sweet Durkle, fantastic name for 69. Oh, sorry, I almost forgot. Nice. And Sour Diesel with Horse Semen, Girl Scout Bud. We'll try that out, and then some should go with that. Okay, that is gonna go Girl Scout Bud and Mega Bean. Final mix of the night. And as a result, we will have 5 over here on standby for our dealers, and I'm gonna bring 5 over to the apartment. So we are gonna be very well equipped for our dealers for the next few days. And that, of course, is gonna be ignoring the fact that they're all completely full as it is. On top of that, we are also gonna be doing even more science in the future, although I think with tonight, we should be able to hopefully focus on... Is somebody actually coming in here and do their job? Wild. Oh. Well, at least you didn't approach. Oh, yeah, we actually have stuff on us. How do you feel about Death Rhino? We'll try 700. All right. Hey, Cyclopean. You get the other 2. How do you... Did he just turn invisible? Bump that up to... Okay, come on. You gotta love this chance. Yeah, there we go. 1.5K without even really trying. Sometimes these people are worth dealing with. I think they're just tired of the fact that it's been 4 a.m. for probably 45 minutes real time. And Slimy Ass, you are Wait, what was that? 71? Sorry, I thought that was one of our old ones. 71, that's okay. I'm forcing myself to leave before I'm tempted to do another batch. Of course, we are going to need to do a little bit of cooking over here before we head to bed. Oh, I'm out of trash bags. Okay, we need to deal with that in the morning. Ooh. Granddaddy Gold for 141. Hello. And we'll go ahead and throw some shiny splooge in here and mix it with some energy drinks and see what we get. There we go. 13k in dealings, 480 XP, and that hopefully, there we go. Bagman 4. Oh, I thought we were at 4 already. Damn it. Okay, one more level, and then we should be able to get the brick press, which will be good. And I think more importantly, hold on, let me double check. So we gotta wait till 5 for the high quality pseudo. So we are 1 away from that. First things first, I need to clean up my apartment because it's a mess. So we're gonna head over to the hardware store. Also, can we give Dan a great shout out real quick? Because he may single-handedly be the responsibility for one of the greatest drug epidemics to hit this town. So I appreciate you for it, buddy. Oh, right, fertilizer. I completely forgot about that. Let's say 10 baggies should be fine. Not 140. There we go. 10 trash bags, please. So definitely grab your 2 stacks of fertilizer. You get 1. I should probably honestly fill one of these shelves with that stuff. Go ahead and grab all this stuff out of here for now. That's some Nightmare Durkle for 120. So it seems like the variation up on the meth prices is going to be a little bit more significant than the spread on the marijuana strains. That's good to know. Okay, gonna run some stuff over to the old pawn shop real quick because that works now. Then after that, I think we're probably good to go ahead and start setting up the barn if we can. There we go. A little extra 250 out of that. It seems like you can actually bump up the price. He seems to really lowball you. So definitely bump it up by an extra 100, give or take, depending on how much you're trying to sell. Are you? Okay, looks like you were gonna try and front on me, Donna. You're about to catch some hands. Respectfully, of course. Probably time to actually go ahead and launder quite a bit more of our cash. I don't think I've been over here since... We probably could have done 2 rounds yesterday with how long I took, but it's fine. I'm not too worried about it. Granted, that is going to put off our plan to buy the car wash place, but that's fine. And let's see. 8 purple George is seriously the best. Seriously, George, you're my new favorite. And the rest of you can get all that. That is fine. I think at this point, especially now that we've gotten ahead on the backstock, I think we're pretty fine to take whatever orders we want because we should have enough on backstock for whatever we need to make. At least in theory, as long as I'm doing a decent job of keeping it in check each night. But I think we're pretty well set. And what was I gonna do? Oh, right, barn. Yeah, we can't get any of the good stuff here, unfortunately. I guess while we're here, we'll just buy a bunch of fertilizer to bring back. Nope, not 520. 50 will be fine, thank you. Yeah, I'll run this over to the grow house while we wait for 6 o'clock, and then I'll probably buy a bunch of stuff for the barn tonight. And then by the time that's set up, we should be able to go do these deals. Oh, right, that was the other thing I was thinking of. Yeah, hold on. There's something I want to do with our money that's a little bit more interesting. Highland Auto. How you doing, man? Dirt roads aren't exactly the greatest to drive on for when you're trying to go place to place with your skateboard. So let's take 1 shitbox, please. 5,000. I appreciate it. It said it's waiting outside. Oh, this outside. Here we go. Our own little shitbox, yay. Okay, space for handbrake, H for headlights. Okay, so far so good. I always hate driving on mouse and keyboard. It's a lot easier on controller, but it's what we're working with. Okay, we're digging it. 5-0 there's. Go ahead and pop a UE this way. Okay, so I think overall the skateboard might be a little bit more efficient, at least in downtown when you need to go a lot of places. But other than the occasional roadblock, this is nice. I think I might actually be going slower in this than I go in my skateboard. Granted, this is the first car, so I guess that makes sense. But here we go. Now we're not slowing down. Yay. Okay, it's worth it just for that, honestly. And go ahead and park the old shitbox right here, even though this is our loading bay that I never use. Okay, also you can turn on your flashlight, which is just in here, and then you can turn on your headlights like this. Sorry for blinding you. How do I get out of this? E. There we go. Okay, we got space in the trunk for 5. That's good. It looks like we might need to get some seeds soon. Go ahead and top up the fertilizers real quick. And then I'll probably go ahead and put it in a seed order. Go ahead and keep the extra fertilizer back here in the meantime. I think 4 over here should be okay. And we'll just make sure that we keep the back stocked up and then we should be good. And I think maybe we try and get a little bit of a head start on this today. I probably won't be keeping too close an eye on it, but I do want to at least try and get these sorted out. Let's see. Sour diesel. Go ahead and start with some Viagra. I wonder if I should be saying that closer to Vigor. Okay, we need mouthwash, Mega Bean, a little bit of Viagra, and then I'll probably buy some random stuff. And weirdly enough, I think I'm gonna buy gasoline again, which I know always tanks the value, but there's gotta be something that mixes good with, right? Oh, hey, Chloe, I didn't recognize you. Been a while since we've been over here in the day. How you been? Get some chili as well, and then I needed 540. Thank you. Nice little tag out there. And sunset already. Yeah, the days really do fly by in this game. Try some wedding ass and make it gasoline toxic. We'll see if that makes people like it. How many deals did I miss? Not that many as it turns out. Okay, I was expecting more. Oh, perfect. It's just 6. In which case, shitbox, time to do your job. And turn on my headlights because it's night out and I'm not an animal. And go ahead and bring this down over to the old warehouse. Okay, I'll be honest, I didn't think that was gonna work. Huh. Okay, well, there you go. If you didn't know that was a thing, that's a thing. Ooh, actually, hold on. I should probably do the math on this. Because the 6-to-2 seems like a decent ratio. Maybe we do 24, 24. Wait. Oh, we have some over at the base too. Hold on. You know what? Just buy 20, 20, 20, and 10. And they go on these pallets over here. No problem. Oh, hey, this one works too. Okay, so everything works. That's fantastic. I'm going to drive right by the cops by curfew. I guess we're going to get into our first car chase. Go, go, Buffalo. Hi-ho, America. Oh, green light, love you, even though I literally don't care about the lights in the slightest. Was that a cop car that just started at the station? I'm gonna floor it just in case. Also, follow up, I think I was supposed to take that last right, so I guess we'll just squeeze through here. It's fine. Hopefully nobody's back here. There we go. Perfectly executed. Oh, this is nice. Just not having to walk up this is real nice. Can I actually fit this if I open this? I sure can. Okay. Probably don't get in the habit of this. We want to make use of this floor space, but it is nice that at least early on we can just pull right up in, no problem. Okay, looks like we're probably getting the last few deals for the night, and right now it's looking like we're pretty much getting like 1 page of deals at night, which I think is a nice little balance. It's enough to keep us busy without being overwhelming. Okay, there we go. Decent little set of racks to get that set up. We'll need some more soil, and we'll definitely need to grab some fertilizer before we start. But our backstock's looking okay over here so far. I believe that's everything. And I think with that, we should be good. Can I look in reverse, by the way? Okay, if you hold right click, you can go into free look. Okay, so that's good. And you still have total control of your vehicle, even better. Okay, not too shabby. And we probably want to stick to the right road. They might have a car parked there, but that's just something we're going to have to deal with when the time comes. I could also just dismount and go on my skateboard, but we just bought a car. Let's enjoy it. I think I might be screwed here. We'll see how quickly they react to a car. A little bit quicker, but you can still skirt it. That's not too shabby. Hey, Benji, I probably need to run you some stuff and our other guys as well. Ooh, where's a good spot to park over here? Might just keep the same parked over by the grow house. It might be a little bit easier. No cop over here today. That's good. That ended up with extreme fruit for 56, if you can believe it. Not so great. And before I start getting our next set ready, let's just go ahead and make one more random batch of whatever. Let's go Granddaddy Purple and mouthwash. Yeah, ice cream crystal. And then we'll actually start grabbing what we need for tonight and see what we need to actually make. Okay, you know what? Actually, I am proud of our guys. That's 2 orders for purple cheese that are actually over 5. So good job, guys. You're learning. Probably still worth making a batch of 20 individual just to be safe. We'll probably do that after this one gets done. And the super monkey, we do have a little bit under. Fortunately, we can unpackage it. Yay. After we package this stuff. Also, yeah, follow up. If I do this, do I need to... Okay, no, it just goes perfectly over. Okay, there we go. And just like that, it is converted over. That is so much easier. Thanks again to the comment that pointed that out. That is extremely helpful. And the ice cream crystal, go ahead and mix that with some chili. Why not? Okay, so a lot more of these are for purple cheese than the other ones, but at least some people are ordering more. It's progress. Oh, interesting. I think this rack might be glitched out. I can't access it. That's a problem. Slimy crack for 68 isn't the best. Let's go ahead and make a stack of our purple cheese. And in even better news, thanks to us unpackaging 1 jar, we're actually correct on our jar counts and our baggie counts because we had 5 extras here and we were 1 short here. So it accidentally balanced out perfectly. You'll love to see that number symmetry going. I don't know if that'd be symmetry, but I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. And never mind, it's working again. Good news. Okay, I think we have a little bit of extra purple cheese, but that should be enough for our deals tonight. And also, I'm sorry for being a complete animals to you guys. We'll get a little bit closer here. Whoa, nope. That was not E. I almost ran our guys over. I'm sure they're fine. Yeah, we'll just walk the deals out because I might need a little bit more finesse. That, and I'm pretty sure if I just pull up in front of a guy, it's a little bit obvious. Almost went by this deal without realizing it. We should probably check in on our dealers tonight, too. since they should all be back. There you go. And Molly, how'd you end up today? 1.8. I think she might be in a little bit of a weird spot because she can't really sell the right quantities, I'm guessing. Either that or she's being super lazy, who knows. Yeah, I feel like maybe leaving an extra slot open for your dealers so they can unpackage stuff might be the smarter way. I'm not sure how the game calculates that kind of stuff. Like if it needs an empty slot before it splits it or after. I might be overthinking it though. Looks like you're doing okay. And there's 4 more for you. Oh, right, Brad. I always forget Brad lives right here. I mean, I guess to be fair with the money he's making, he should be living in a nicer place, but what do I know? Oh, you want the super monkey? There you go. I almost gave you some purple cheese. Extreme. Hey, Gene, how's it going? And you're behind this one, which is... still not the best, but I can at least... Okay. There we go. A little bit of a weird spot, but we'll make it work. Oh, that's what that's called. I always thought it was behind the gas mart. Be wild if I knew how to read, huh? Super monkey, and that's the last deal. We ended up with 4 purple cheese and baggies as excess, so I'm okay with that. So we'll head back over, try and make sure that we have a little bit extra space on the racks for our next set of deals, and then I think we'll be okay. There we are. Everything's stocked up again, and nothing's sitting around, so now we can get straight back to some good old mixing. Lovely. Although we need to restock our main shelf, it looks like. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of this stuff. Yeah, Mega Thunderfuck's a good base, I think. And we need everything except iodine over here. How are we doing on this? You're full. Okay. I feel like batteries and addies should be pretty good for some major mixes in the future. Yeah, I feel like with at least what we're making right now, we are quickly catching up to the triple batches a little bit quicker than I was expecting to. Good problem to have, but that does mean we will need to be ready to move on to the next one sooner or later. And speaking of, battery, haven't been done yet. Fantastic. And I guess we can do another mixer run as well while we're waiting on that to finish. And there's the laundromat. We should definitely go swap some of that over. I feel like I should have more money on my card. I guess I have been spending a lot of money over at the gas station, but I didn't feel like I was spending that much. Ooh, hello. Fat ass for 75. That might be the highest base strain. Unless, I think we might have had one at 80 something actually. Okay, the game will, if you back up for a couple seconds, it'll automatically look backwards. I thought I hit shift and it looked backwards for some reason, but no. The game will do it automatically if you let it just work for a second. It stops pretty quickly on its own as well. That's good to know. A bit lax on the lab over here. We've been pretty focused on the grow house today. I think it'll all work out though. I'm actually gonna grab a couple things from over here and run those to our dealers while we're in the neighborhood. That is Brad and Benji taken care of, and I think Molly needed 1 or 2 strains. We can grab some from the other grow house if we need extra. Or was she completely full? I think she might have still been full. Throw some Addy with the OG cookies. Is that a new one? That is. There you go. Yeah, you do need to get rid of some. Actually, go ahead and give us the wedding queef. You take the pink cheese. I'll probably just sell these to some... Oh, actually, hold on. Even better. I have an idea. Charles, how's your shift going? How about... Nope, not that one. How about you buy from me? I don't care that the camera's looking at you. I doubt your boss cares either. We'll go 175 because I like you. There you go. Island Diamond 74. That's another decent one. Okay. We're starting to get into some good stuff now. Sour Diesel. You can start with batteries and see how that does. That is our Aspen Mint. Okay, I think that was a good one. We could probably find something to go with that. It's become a little impromptu, but it's working out. We got our main products over here like always. This has become kind of like a backup shelf for the grow room itself. And then this has become kind of like our dealer shelf, so... This is working out okay. I like it. I should probably go ahead and put that order in for seeds too before I forget. Yeah, let's do one more mix of this. We'll grab... What do we have back here? Have we tried you with Mega Bean? We have not. There we go. We'll go Mega Bean and I'll go grab some seeds. And then I think by the time that's done, we can probably head to the lab and be good for the night. Also, it took me a minute to go find a sticky note so I could write down what I need to buy. So we ended up with Gorilla Stink. Not great at 66. That does mean we get to do one more set before we actually head out and do our deals, so that's nice. And we'll start with the Viagra, and then we'll go Addy or batteries. That is Wedding Ass. We have done both of those already. West Bridge, no problem. We'll go grab what we need. We should be able to do this in one trip, I think. Yeah, I think we have just enough space for one trip. Damn it, we're one set over. That's fine. We can get back here pretty quickly. I guess we'll grab... I don't think I've used motor oil in a while. Let's grab 2 stacks of that. Seed counts are all topped up again. Those are looking great. And let's see. Wedding Ass, you can have motor oil. Dark Splooge for 68. Not the best. I think we'll do one more stack of this and probably one more of Granddaddy Purple, and then we should should be good for the night. Ooh, here we go. Harry Fuel and Horse Semen makes something energizing and 2 new effects. And I'll be honest, at this point, I'm totally ignoring what we want to upgrade to in retail at this point, just because there's so many things we're going to keep going through. But I think once we actually get caught up on maybe our 3 production, we'll look at that. But I also want to see if there's any more overlap on some. I think would make that a little bit easier, because if we have a couple different strains working towards one mega strain, I think if we do want to go the retail route with that, it'll be a lot easier to manage than having a bunch that are like 3 different things per each strain, because that'll eat up a lot of floor space for the mixer, which I suppose that's why people say mainly just go for the baseline stuff. But I'll be honest, I have way more fun doing this stuff. That, and thankfully our dealers don't care what's actually on retail, so they'll take literally anything you give them. So that's also where I'm... Ooh. Okay, speaking of good things, Granddaddy McLovin, 78. Energizing Electrifying Lawn Face. Is that our highest one? Okay, so I've found 3 that I think are going to be really good for retail. And this one was good as well. 85, yeah, Strawberry Gruel. Okay, so I think I found 4 decent strains we might want to upgrade to. I'm not going to list them for sale yet, but I am going to mark them as favorites to see how easy those are to make. And a little bit of Granddaddy Purple for the road. Why not? Start with the Iodine, and this rack is completely filled up, so... Good news, the dealer rack is already doing some fantastic work. Might as well top up the gardening shelves while we're thinking about it. We'll go grab some soil tomorrow. And we have a bunch of batteries, so I'll try that out with this mixture and see if that's one we've done or not. Okay, that is going to be a new one. Of course, we have 1 full stack of everything in reserve, so we'll get those moved over, which means we are filled pretty high up on these ones again. And that makes Miracle Cock for 73, which is okay. Not the best, but we can definitely do worse than that. We are down to our last 4 jars. So how about we do 1 more batch? Why not? I am running out of place to put this stuff, though, which is a slight problem. Feels like the electrifying on batteries is a very good 3rd ingredient. We already made that one, actually. Let's try motor oil. We probably haven't. And then I'll go make a quick run, grab some packaging material to make sure that this place is topped up. Then we'll head over to the lab, which I already stocked up on the back stock, so we should be able to do a little bit of mixing before the night's out. There we go. Jars and baggies filled up. You should actually have some on you, though, so we do need a couple more baggies. I'll worry about that later. I see you out there, you bastard. You tried to sneak up on me. I heard you. Hold on. Let me package some random stuff up, and then I'll see if you want to buy any of it. How would you feel about buying some subpar product that I just made? Oh, also make sure we put this up before I forget. Machete. I'm ready for you. Hey, Jeff. How do you feel about any of this? That's way too much. What if we take 1 off? Another one? There we go. You know what? I like you. I'll knock it down to 600. Okay, that's fine. You know what? At least you're not attacking me. See, that's fine. That's a fair transaction. That other guy 100% deserved to get macheted. The mega ass can go with, we'll try Adderall. I've been using batteries for everything lately. We do have enough space to do 1 more run to the store, so we'll do that before we finish off. Yeah, I feel like chili's another one that's a little bit understated. I think we can probably make something good with chili at some point. That one and gasoline, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what, but I have a feeling they're going to be very good for something. Ice cream crack for 71. That's okay. I'm not going to sit around and wait for this one to finish up, but I do want to get at least 1 batch of green crack started. We'll find something else to combine that with later tomorrow. I was about to skateboard home when I remembered I had parked my car over here, which I was thinking about leaving over here, but I might as well drive it if I've got it. I guess we'll just park it on the curb so we don't impede traffic in the morning. I think I'm doing a little bit of a new process on this that I'm actually making 2 of these at once before I bring them over to the oven, just so that we can have 20 batches ready. It's slightly slower, and again, I think this is one I might need to do a little bit more experimenting at the barn than I'm expecting to, but I'm really not worried about retailing this until we have the top tier stuff anyway, so I think we'll be okay for now. Here we go. So now we'll have 20 of that. Let's grab iodine, I guess, to start off. I thought we had more stuff over here. Make 1 quick trip out to the gas mart over here on the east side, and then I think we'll be good to throw it with something. That was iodine, so we need something other than that. Of course, we're going to go for all the top tier stuff to start off over here. All right, we'll go ahead and mix that with some motor oil, and I think we're good for the night. Bro, okay, hold on. I'll grab something. How do you feel about ice cream crack, George? Take 1 down? Okay, let's bump that up to 1. Actually, you know what? You're actually a decent guy with me. I'll knock it down to 1,000 for you. Appreciate you, man. Okay, that's super cookies for 123. How about we say screw it and throw some batteries in there for fun? Ooh, death gum for 151. Not too shabby. We'll stop with that one and package it. Oh, there we go. 14K. All right, we are definitely making more money. We're spending a lot of it, but we are still making more money. And just shy of Bagman 5. And how about that's where we call it apart for here, ladies and gentlemen. A very heavy science episode. We did a lot of mixing over... Okay, I guess we'll deal with this first. How would you feel about some very high quality meth, sir? Okay, that's a bit too much for you, apparently. How about we bring that down to half? How about 1? Okay, apparently you want none of that. Okay. I have 1 jar of this for you, and that's it. I'll put up at 375. Okay, that'll work. That's what you get for interrupting my outro, you dick. Now leave. Thank you. And now I'm getting text. Okay, I'm just gonna do the outro real quick. Yeah, so we did a lot of mixing over at the grow house. We have our dealers very well set up. We have a bunch of backstock set up for them. So I think we've actually laid the groundwork so that next time we can actually focus on the barn, because we did get quite a bit of that set up. At least we have the stuff we need to set it up. We'll need to buy more for the lab, which I should be able to afford today or tomorrow, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So next time we'll work on that, and of course we are up to our next rank after that, so we'll probably start experimenting with the brick press. So hopefully y'all are looking forward to that. Until then, thanks for stopping by. See you later.